bring in Yakubu Yazeed. He is a lawyer and a child literacy activist to actually discuss some of the demands by the children, and of course just look at generally the fact that we are celebrating Children's Day. Yakubu, thank you so much for joining us tonight on the program.
Welcome to this night.
And of course, let's begin with the fact that, you know, we are celebrating the children today, but let's talk about what the Nigerian child should look at today in the current Nigeria where we find ourselves and celebrate.
I mean, the Nigerian child should be able to look forward to a future that is, that is going to provide for them as they grow, a future that is going to allow them to be able to achieve their goals, even in spite of the challenges that we face. Individuals, organizations, and governments still try their best to push forth to see that there's a change in the things that are hindering their progress.
Interesting. Thank you for your submission. When we look at the multidimensional poverty index of the United Nations, what comes first is education,
yes,
access to education, then sanitation and potable water, of course. So, child literacy, child education.
Yes.
What's your assessment of it, and how can it be made better?
Okay, so child literacy to a very large extent has been restricted to the four walls of the classroom in Nigeria. I feel like there are some certain skills that should be invested into our curriculum, like extracurricular activities that highlight entrepreneurship and skill acquisition. So that way, beyond the classroom now, the children are being prepared for the external world.
Okay, you talk about preparing the children for beyond the classroom. Yes, as it stands right now, more than 10 million of our children, unfortunately, are out of school. So you're talking about beyond the four walls. So how do we educate them? Let me use that word, even though not in the classroom. Because they say you have to educate the child for a bright future for your nation.
Yes, yes. So even though they are not in the classroom, it's just by us, by the collective effort by us in our community to find ways that we can embed some certain values in them.
Such as?
Like they can even learn basic skills that provide them with means to earn. They can learn, they can invest in reading, invest in various skills that just take them to the next level.
Okay, now when you talk about educating the child beyond the four walls of the classroom, I'm particularly interested because I'm a strong believer in personal development.
Yes.
Now, if personal development is what you're talking about,
yes,
what are the factors you consider when you take these children through personal development? Do you, what about their self-esteem, their outlook on life in general,
yes,
their sense of value? All right, so over and beyond vocational skills,
yes,
everybody does vocational skills training from time to time, but what about embedding in them the remarkable sense of value and then their sense of worth?
Okay, so first of all, I feel like this starts also from the parents. We all play a collective effort in adding these values to them. So from home to everybody in the community to the government itself, we all have to, embed values in them that enable them to, like we all say, they're the leaders of tomorrow. And also, once we embed these values in them, they have a voice.
What values are you talking about?
Values that, okay, for instance, truth, loyalty, respect. Values that enable them to be able to take Nigeria to where it needs to go. The things that we're crying about today that we don't have. Values like anti-corruption. Let them know that, okay, if this is not mine, I shouldn't take it. Values that make them to respect the boy child and the girl child. Let them see each other as one and equal.
Right. And one thing that is quite interesting, I do know that you have written a book that talks about how you can teach children to get involved in cleaning.
Yes.
You know how they say cleanliness is next to godliness, and the earlier you actually start to teach the children about their hygiene, you might just be saving the future of a nation. So talk to us about that, and let's marry it with the Nigerian child and the work that needs to be done with regards to meeting the United Nations goals to ensure that we have
a sustainable environment.
Sustainable
yes. So
future.
if from now we're able to embed the values of cleanliness in the younger minds, the problems we have like air pollution, waste pollution will be reduced in Nigeria, because these individuals are the next generation. They are the ones that are going to be older in the future, that will foster a sense of belonging in Nigeria. And when you look at cleanliness, without cleanliness, you will not be able to do so many things around you. Cleanliness gives you a sense of purpose, because when your environment is clean, it allows you to know what to do. It guides you and gives you like a clear platform to know what to do next.
Okay, we've said a lot on the part of the children. They're making demands on the incoming administration, and the incoming administration, the Bola Tinubu administration, has promised so much in education and otherwise. What should the incoming administration be focusing on when it comes to the child education outside of the four walls of the classrooms?
Also, I think one major part that this administration should look into is making sure that the Child's Rights Act is really taken serious and protecting them, because some of them now, in them trying to learn or even become better, child labor is not even allowing them to participate in activities that will develop them, that will add to their human capital. So I feel like the Child's Rights Act needs to be really taken serious in this new administration.
Be taken seriously in this administration, and of course we have to educate them beyond the four walls of a school. Of course, that's what the child literacy activist Yakubu Yazeed, of course also a lawyer, is saying tonight. And happy Children's Day to you.
Thank
and you too, Talu.
Thank you
again. Thank you again for joining us tonight on the program.